In previous versions of Revit MEP, you had to create a duct or pipe type to suit all instances of the types of runs you were creating. So, for example, if your pipe had a specific fitting for a material at sizes 16 to 40 millimeters, and then another fitting from 50 to 100 millimeters, you'd have to have two different pipe types. In Revit MEP 2013, this is handled by segment. Let's take a look at that. Here I've created a new project using one of the default templates. Selecting the Duct tool, I can select my different types, just as I could do in previous releases. But let's see what happens under Edit Type. We have a similar Type Properties palette, but we now have the ability to edit routing preferences. For ducts, this is pretty similar to previous releases, although when we look at a junction, we can specify what the junction is. If our preferred junction type is a T, then we can use the T option for junction. If the appropriate families aren't loaded into the project, we can load family. This is similar for pipes. Go back to the Systems tab and click on Pipe. In the standard template, we have two pipe types, standard and plastic. Let's edit this type. You can see that we have the routing preferences here, and if I click on Edit, we now have segments and sizes. Here we have a pipe segment that goes from 10 to 150, with a plain elbow. For standard pipework, we have the same, the pipe segment and its type of elbow. What we can do in here is add a pipe segment and change these sizes. So we could say from 6 to 35, we have one type of set of fittings. We can do the same for elbows, 6 to 35, and then add another type of elbow. We don't currently have one loaded, so let's load one from the standard library. I'll browse to pipe fittings, and for this example, we'll just choose an elbow. This threaded elbow can then be used for other sizes, let's say 42 to 159, and so on. So let's try that in plan. I'll draw a standard pipe type at 12 millimeters, which we can't currently see. Let's change the visibility graphics so that we don't have any filters applied for piping. Switch to Fine Level of Detail. Click on Fine Lines. We can now see our pipe. Let's run the Pipe tool again. This time we'll change our size to 100 mm. If I draw the pipe and click on Modify, although we have the same pipe type as standard, the bends are different families. Here we've got the threaded, and top left, the first one, is the soldered. So whether you're laying out ductwork or pipework, and they have different uses, like fire-rated ducts or pipes for chilled water or sanitary, we can control the fittings even though we're using the same types.